Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to The Medium by Design. This is my birthday week, and we just are coming off of a 40 people celebration that involved a gong and crystal bowl player and 40 wonderful souls that got to share in my birthday celebration and this beautiful sound bath event. So, riding off of that high energy, I really wanted to find out what I was feeling the day of that party because I felt super high frequencies coming through my body, and it's taken me days to recover from that. So this morning I wrote, and I'm not even going to tell you who this writing is from, but it's a wonderful high level being, and you can guess in the comments who it is. It's kind of long, and it's addressed to all of us. So I'm just going to jump in and start reading it. Just reminding you that my question was about the energy of this party and what I was feeling. First of all, and the first thing you personally need to remember is that you worked with the energy to create that party atmosphere. You were so determined in your intention and creation. We all could not ignore, quote, we all could not ignore what you were looking to experience. This is what we have done and practiced and learned so long ago that you are finally accepting as one of your powers to be used to create a better world, even if you used it to simply create a great party. So they're talking about the universal energies and what I invoked. For 3 days prior to the party, burning the Palo Santo wood. If you haven't experienced that, it's a beautiful scent of wood, and I burned that instead of sage. I kind of got into this Palo Santo, and I did 3 evenings prior of blessing the patio and the party and all the people that came, and I did this with very clear intention, and that's what they're talking about here. This is the same energy we have been inspiring humanity to tap into and use to change the course of your race at this pivotal point in history. Yes, this time is just as intense, important, and full of immense changes as we have been saying for years. Let's get a little up to speed, and then we will continue with your other inquiry. As it stands today, there are multiple waves emoting from different parts of humanity that are tangibly affecting the multiple outcomes occurring simultaneously. First, there is a group who would agree with you and are using energies daily through intentions, meditations, journal writings that keep the highest and best energies moving and affecting daily outcomes. Then there are those that are using the same energies to spread around the planet that are assisting those that cannot do this type of work or simply do not know it exists. Note that this does not affect anyone's free will. It simply makes these energies available to others that may or may not be inspired to take new actions to change the course of their own culture. So they're talking worldwide, not just, the US, which is where I am, or where you're hearing this from. They're talking about many countries, and you'll see that they go further with this bigger picture kind of message here. The US is notoriously known for putting its nose where it doesn't belong, and now many more living souls are starting to see the picture to why this has been so. These hidden agendas are coming to light and being shared in daily posts and conversations so that they are known by more and more people. Very simple. This should not stop with awareness, however. No. People in mass need to move into the next level of evaluating what they have learned and embody the truth of the life they know every soul on the planet deserves, and then carry that energy as alive as their beating heart, or so much of the gossip that keeps their minds distracted from what really matters, the individual freedoms of millions of souls around the globe. So you see they're getting very bigger picture in this message. Gone are the passive comments, well, that's the way it is. That's how the government works. That's how it always has been. These statements and beliefs are what is keeping humanity slaves to those who would gladly keep stealing your freedoms. Please do not mishear or construe my words. I don't want any of you to add me to your conspiracy stories or spin my words into a convoluted attempt to change what I'm here to do with many of you living at this time. I am diligently working with those who will hear the call to assist, just as your galactic friends are doing in space around the planet. In one of my recent messages, I shared how the only way to change the direction of this world is through the people living in it. I continue to repeat that you each must get clear on the energy you carry and are sharing with this world daily. Gliding through your day detached and oblivious to what is going on is not going to assist anyone to rise up and live the life that has been promised. Let's look at Nikola Tesla again. He knew that he was being guided to invent, investigate, discover some things that were so simple in the greater scheme of things. He was a highly creative being and knew that his inspiration came from a great source. Not unlike many brilliant minds that came to Earth to share something that would eventually change the course of humanity. He was determined, stayed on his course, and stayed creative for much of his life. He knew that what he was doing was important and would or could affect the freedom of peoples around the world. You can easily see why he was stopped in his tracks. People knew that what he discovered could change the course of everything, could change agendas of power, control, and economic meddling. These are the truths that you each have to get clear on and then support or even demand that these discoveries be shared with all people. This is the bigger picture I would like more of you to understand and commit to. Most will not hear or understand anything I am sharing with you today. They will continue about their business and feel they have no part in helping this world or those people still being controlled and brutalized by those who do whatever they want without regard for human life. This is a core foundational shift that has to occur during this current conflict in order to change the positions of power and purpose of this power around the globe. No government shall have the power to take over another land for their own selfish needs, nor harm the peoples of another land for any purpose whatsoever. This is a law that needs to be put on the books for the betterment of the race. If those around the world cannot see the need of the hour to create this foundation, many more people are doomed to suffer. This is not the plan for humanity and should not be allowed to continue. I don't believe that the understanding of human consciousness and the power it has to change circumstances is fully understood yet. Let's look at some simple examples how humans came together in thought and belief and changed the world throughout history. When World War II started to take shape, people were easily coerced to thinking it was absolutely necessary, especially after this discovery of what Hitler was actually doing. Can you imagine the internal struggle of many of his army blindly following orders and creating the kind of carnage that was growing in numbers by the day? What those humans did to deal with their daily demands was to shut down their hearts and go through the motions of their leaders' wishes. They became one unit, made of thousands of men, following the path laid out by a leader who was very clear on his agenda. Today, many of you believe this cannot happen. However, it is already happening and continues to happen when your heart is not paying attention. Following any order from another without checking if this is a benefit or harmful to those that order will affect is like living as a robot. Robots have very clear jobs to do without thought of consequences. I'm not talking about AI robots that have the power of thought and reasoning. I'm talking about the automaton type that does as it is programmed. Now is not the time to be a robot. You are each living, breathing humans with the heart, capacity, and power to change any circumstance on the planet, and it all starts with very simple decisions and a deep-seated knowing about what is absolutely right action for all. Okay, let's get back. Okay, this is a personal part that I don't need to share. And then we'll get back to the larger picture. The other part of humanity in general you are tired of is the constant changing of the mind and lack of substance with what people are sharing. The empty words and obliviousness can be wearisome. You have made a clear decision of those energies and examples of humanity you are no longer interested in wasting time with. This is a good thing, even though it has created a very quiet void that you don't always like to sit in. However, it is from the void that all is created, and I would remind you that even though it seems exceptionally quiet, look at your physical reaction when too much is going on. Now it's personal, but it also is good for many of you watching because it's an evaluation of the energies that come out of people that I'm no longer willing to play with. And then when it talks about the physical reaction, I had a very physical reaction after the party. Even though the love frequency was very, very high, it's taken me 5 days to recover. So I've had to rest a lot. I've had to be in quiet. So then I asked, in this message, I was asking, what is this all about? And then they got into this much bigger, broader picture that I didn't think I was going to write. You continue to change physically and energetically and cannot ignore this fact. There is a more physical improvement to come as you commit to those physical things that make you feel alive and show you tangible improvements. Yes, physical dreams of improving your body can be achieved. So a little, nod to me wanting to do something with this physical body and improve it. As far as your connecting with others, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Proceed at your own pace that works for you and allow them to prove their worth. This is about interpersonal relationships and one-on-ones. Remain aware of what you feel is anyone's purpose for connecting with you, but always be aware of what you are allowing to take place. You steer your ship, and others can only assist. If the energy does not feel upward moving, then reevaluate and change direction. Stay on top of how you are feeling and reacting and adjust as quickly as possible, or step back when you are feeling overwhelmed as you are doing this week after the party. So there's a little bit of a personal thing in there, still evaluating and discerning the energies that I want to play with other people, and then stepping back when I need to rest, which is exactly what I'm doing this week. So where else can we go on this video? So you see they went into the much bigger picture of what's going on and talking about human consciousness and us still many not making a decision on the mass consciousness level, masses of people making a decision of what they want to see in the world. And this whole thing in the Ukraine and what's going on is another reminder of what are you willing to tolerate, accept, receive in your world. And is there compassion for all peoples of the world, or is it just in our little safe world that we might be in at this present moment? As you can see, I moved the camera outside. I wanted to try something different today and be outside. Tell me in the comments if this works, because I really don't know. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I don't know if this is okay. I didn't know what kind of background to have because I don't have that much beauty where I am right now. So, I'm not living in a very natural environment, but I thought I would try this and see how it feels out here. Of course, it's pretty quiet. Not much traffic, and you hear the beautiful birds. So that part is kind of nice. I don't hear any construction in the area at the moment, so that's kind of nice too. And so that's what I try to do daily, just pick on a few things that make me feel good and things I notice that are positive. And this is one of them, sitting out here right now with you making this video. So the other thing that I felt about the energy, now that's the air conditioner. That's not so quiet. The other thing I felt about the energy of the party, I felt that there were downloads happening through me for everybody in attendance that was helping to heal, clear, and open us up from the heart, which is why I felt so much love at the party. I really did feel something was taking place, and I don't even know that we were all aware. And the only thing I got in this message was that I had set the intention and asked for that energy to be present for all in attendance, which it was. But I think what actually happened physically to me was the energy of love was flowing through my body and expanding me even further, and now the aftermath is kind of integrating that energy on a different level that I wasn't aware of. Then the other day I had a beautiful conversation with one of my gal pals, and we were talking about dating and things and meeting people, and I said I got this instantaneous insight that this last week, and I think it might have to do with the new moon in Aries. If you haven't listened to anybody talk about the new moon in Aries, that new moon is very pertinent for the spring, because Aries' statement is I am. So having a new moon in Aries is time for us to see, what am I? What am I trying to bring to fruition? What do I want to bring to the world? And so the next 2 weeks as we approach the full moon, what is your next level of personal creativity or desire, especially desire, because that comes from the heart, right? Your heartfelt desires. And that is very important with this I am new moon in Aries. So that was another piece of the party, because it happened right after the new moon, and the energy was still very alive and strong and powerful, and reminding us to focus on ourselves and bring that next part of ourselves into fruition, into the world, and into our lives, just being more of who we are. And you're seeing this daily. I mean, you can look online and see people expressing themselves and sharing more of their personal creativity. That was a big, big theme through the Corona transition, which we are really trying as a group, as the group of humanity is trying to push past this. And there are still some people trying to pull us back, that it's still alive and well, and we still have to do this, that, and the other thing in order to get through this. Well, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm done with it. I had it, as you know, from my 3-part talk series that's on my YouTube channel, that I have already had COVID. I'm not dealing with it anymore, and that's it. I'm done with it. I had a very difficult experience with it with my parents, and I'm done. I don't wish to experience anything more about it. I don't even want to talk about it. So that's how I'm living my life, and that's a clear decision that I made. Because the thing is, if we can't make a clear decision inside our own hearts, then how are we going to change our own reality? And that's what we're trying to work on individually, and that's why individuals are having such clashes with each other, because their realities do not match. There's a clash of people's realities, and everything with people is yes, no, right, wrong, on, off. It's all duality. Everybody's still living in this duality. Not everybody, I'm sorry. I don't want to overgeneralize, but many people are still living in this duality thing of who's right, who's wrong, who's this, who's that, and still having debates all over the internet, all over the news channels, having debates over every little fart, every little thing that they can have a fight over and debate about. That is old energy, folks. And if you're watching that, if you're ingrained in these debates, in these energetic battles, your mind is just being distracted, your heart is being shut down, because it cannot help you evolve as a human being. None of it is for our highest good. It's all people just working out their own issues. And if that issue is your issue, then great. Then maybe you're getting something out of watching this shit. But I know I'm not. I turn it on and I'm like, there's nothing here for me. And the funny thing is, in these last couple of months, or actually since the new year, I would say, there's been more and more, no, I can't watch that. No, I don't want to see that. No, I don't want to hear that. There's so much of that going on now. And this really refers back to the many messages that I gave on discernment. So I'm really entrenched in this discernment lesson of, is this for my highest good, and getting so many things that are not, right? And then my other great gal pal, she said, well, now we have to focus on what is a yes. This is a really great change of perception, because I've gotten so many no's, and no's about certain people and groups and events that were going on that were, no, you don't want to be part of that. You don't want to, I mean, the guidance is very, very strong on what not to do. So now I've changed my perception to, well, give me some yeses. What am I here to do? Because as you heard in this message, there's this great void that was created by clearing out all the things that are not for my highest good. And many of you are doing this. And please feel free to state examples in the comments, because the comments have been very light lately. Not many people saying anything. I don't know if you're afraid to speak up. I don't know if you... I don't know what's going on. But it would be nice if the community out there, which is now over 360 subscribers, God bless you all. Thank you for subscribing. That means a lot to me. So I have some other videos that I'm going to put up right away this week too, especially the one on the ET story. That one you're going to enjoy. This one was a little bit, powerful and in our face, which some of them have been lately. So I hope it touches you deeply, and I hope you clarify your mind and what you're being exposed to. So I think that's going to be it for this video, though. And please like, subscribe if you want. There's a PayPal button if you feel like being even more helpful, which always comes in very helpful. So God bless everybody, and I hope that your days are filled with the magic and the power that your soul is carrying, and above all, or in a cooperation with your soul group, your soul team, and all those on the other side and other dimensions that are helping you create a better life for you and everybody that you are in touch with. So with that, thanks for watching.